Textbook is an amazing resource. It gives you a whole lot of detail and background that you're never going to get in class. Lecturers just don't have time for it. But a textbook is no good if it's just on your shelf and you never open it. It's what you make of it.
For me, a textbook is something that I can put my stamp on, when you've done something and you highlight and you make notes, when the lecture's speaking, you write down in your text, you make it personal to you and stuff. So when you study, it all looks familiar to you in a sense, so you kind of make it personal in that sense for yourself. The second thing is to prepare before time. That's what it gives, because a lot of times you'll get work, what you're going to do for the session before, you get pre-reading and stuff. So if you actually do prepare, it's actually going to help you. So lectures don't cover all the work that's in the textbook. So when you actually do use the textbook to prepare for the lecture before the time, it's great for you.
Textbooks are very, very important because textbooks go beyond the classroom. Textbooks tell us what the lecturer doesn't have time to tell us. So I would say to be a complete student, you must study alongside your textbook to know what the lecturer did not tell you and to know more about a particular topic.
A textbook explains more because in the lecture room you have less time. The lecturer probably only has 2 hours to explain things to you, but a textbook you can always have it. When you're tired, you leave it and you come back and you can study. And there's also flexibility in terms of concentration spans.
What I find important about textbook is that you get to get information in detail. There is a lot, you can understand where the argument comes from, and there's a lot of references that can refer you to go for another articles to compare the ideas and see which idea is the best to you.
A textbook, it reinforces whatever you've learned in the class. It gives you more understanding and it gives you more depth. In the lectures, you are listening to your lecturer, they're browsing through the concepts, but if you want a better understanding and go deeper into it, then a textbook. And for me, it's always a pleasure opening a new textbook, looking through it, and there is always knowledge gained from a textbook than just browsing through the internet or browsing through like a set of notes. Because a book has got so much to offer, and some people are more visual. So if you're looking into a book, then you will see more pictures and more pictograms or whatever sort of visuals that can make things look much more easier and like more understandable.
Although you have the lecturers, they won't be there forever, and the textbook you can keep with you for life. So whenever you need that bit of insight that you can't really remember from the lectures, you just go into that, and that body of knowledge will always be there to help guide you throughout, I don't know how many years of your life.
Actually, if a textbook had to be a man or a person, it will be the most faithful one, a person, a counselor. It will be someone to whom you can go even 10 years after and still get the very same sentence that he gives you, the very same counsel, advices, and formulated in the very same way. It's really something that I value, and I think it helps a lot for those who want to remember and to go far in life. Yeah.
A textbook is very valuable because it is always available. A student should invest in buying textbooks because they're going to be there and they cannot access them maybe at the library, but when you have a textbook and you can read at your own time, it is the most reliable source of information because the internet is not always true. Anyone can post on the internet, but with the textbook, it has been researched by various people and they contribute to make it. So I think the textbook is the best. No matter what level of study you take, be it postgrad or undergrad, one should always read textbooks.
It's a way to consult with experts on fields which are important or relevant to your study. So I think it's a kind of miracle invention in some ways. It's like novels. You get to speak to geniuses or experts.
A textbook is invaluable, and I think most of the time we actually don't use it as we should. So don't be scared of highlighting your pages. Don't be afraid of making notes and marking your pages. It's really important to get the most that you can out of a textbook. The simplest way to expand your knowledge is to read.